Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another train set unboxing. So today I'm going to be looking at the classic Hornby Christmas train set, which is this, the Santa's Express train set. A really beautiful set. I'm sure you'll all have seen it at some point. It's also one of the cheapest train sets that Hornby produces. You can actually pick this up from Hatton's for £47. And so for that it makes a perfect Christmas present, relatively affordable even for kids. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. But yeah, it is a beautiful train set. I'm going to be opening up today and letting you have my thoughts on it. So let's do this together. Come with me and we will see what this one's like. So the first thing that really strikes me about this one is the packaging. The packaging is absolutely beautiful, and to be honest with you, this has even got me excited for Christmas. So if you're a kid, goodness knows how you're managing to contain yourself, because yeah, it's just beautiful packaging. And I haven't actually shown you the best part yet. Look at this on the back. Not really very informative, but I just had to show you that because of that beautiful picture. Blimey. I tell you, I wish our house looked like that at Christmas. I really wish it did. Right, let's take a look at this then. Let's see what you get inside it. So here's a little image here to show you exactly what you get inside the set, which is nice, and then there's a bit of a paragraph there all about it. But since we're going to be opening this up today, I might as well show you the stuff in the flesh rather than just showing a photo. So let's get this box open. I've not had this one open before actually, so let's hope there is a train set inside. It'll be a short video if not. Alright. So there it is, that is the train set. Let's just have a quick look at the instructions here that we got. So let's open this up. Instruction and track mat leaflets pack, it says. I don't think there's a track mat in here though, is there? Pretty sure there isn't, but we'll see. Right, so you've got the 040 locomotives with the HP motor instruction manual here. Let's just open this up and have a quick look. So yeah, it's just a very basic loco, so obviously there's not too much to read about it, but it's got the usual lubrication information, how to remove the body. I suppose that's if you ever needed to replace the motor. So yeah, that's fine. And then the other thing you get here is the owner's manual. So yeah, that's true, there is no track mat in this one, but it is quite a cheap set, so I suppose that's fair enough. And yeah, I think I've shown this owner's manual before, so I won't go over this in any sort of detail. But if you pick one of these up, you might want to read that through just to give you some ideas, if nothing else. So yeah, that's quite nice, but obviously it's not what we're interested in, so let's now take a look at this train set and see exactly what you get inside. So I think we better start with the loco then, haven't we? Yes, that's the most exciting part. Oops, I thought it was in a bag there, but it isn't. Alright, so there it is, the Santa's Express 040 steam locomotive. And when it comes to little 040s, I think the colour red just suits them perfectly. It's a really beautiful engine, of course in Christmas colours. Really like that one. It's a beauty. It's quite heavy as well. I was expecting it to be really light and fluffy, but no, it's got a fair, I don't know what fluffy means, by the way, but no, it's got a fair amount of weight, and the running number there is 012, so 12, which I suppose is December, well, I guess. So yeah, there it is, the Santa's Express engine. Absolutely love it. Let's take a look at what else we get inside here then. So there is some rolling stock. Let's take a look at this one. Hey, this one's heavy as well. Right, so you've got a variation on the Hornby Christmas wagon. This is a nice green wagon that says North Pole, and quite interestingly you've got this insert which is presents, and I can see a teddy bear on there as well, which is quite nice. So that's quite a nice little toy actually. It gives maybe the kids a chance to put things in and take things out of the wagon, so that's really nice. I like that. It's going to be a lot of fun, this set actually. The idea is really for it to go around the base of the Christmas tree. I think that's the idea, although of course you don't have to do that, and no doubt you'll want to keep it up after the Christmas tree's gone away. But okay, so you've got reindeer in transit here on this wagon. It's one of the old-fashioned Hornby box cars or box vans, which is quite nice to see again. I've not got one like this though, so that's really quite nice. All the rolling stock on these does have plastic wheels, unfortunately, but then again it is, as I say, a relatively inexpensive set, so that's fair enough. But the axles at least are metal on those, which is quite nice to see. So there you go, that's that. We do get a little bit of a detail pack with these, which is nice. You often get this in the train sets. A couple of vacuum pipes there. So you can decide to fit those to the loco, which is always a little bit of fun. It's a way to make your own mark on the model, if you will. So yeah, that's that. And then the track, I suppose the track is a little bit disappointing because it's a first radius curve. Let me try and get this out. So most of the train sets, in fact I think all of the train sets apart from these tiny ones, have third radius curves, and these are much tighter. Now the reason obviously that they've done that is so that it will go around the Christmas tree and not take up half of the room. However, that does mean that if you decide to expand this train set, which I imagine Hornby are hoping you will, you might find that your locos will struggle on these very tight curves, especially if you buy something large like a Pacific. But I could be wrong. We'll set this track up later on and I will try a larger engine on it too, and we'll see how it gets on. But it is track, and it is nice new modern track, so that is nice, I suppose. And then you also get a few straights. It isn't a pure circle of track, which I seem to think it was to start with, but no, there are some straights in there, so that's quite nice. So that's it. That's the sort of physical part. That's the locomotive, rolling stock and the track. You also get the control system as well. So the controller itself is here, and this is the standard Hornby controller. It's not a very nice controller, you know, it's not one that I really like to use particularly, but it does do the job, it does work okay. And actually the knob on here has a fair bit of resistance to it, which is nice. I've got some that just turn so easily and it's not all that pleasurable to use, but yeah, there's a little bit of, what would you call it, just feels nice to use. So we'll have to see how well that works. And then finally, of course, the one that nobody's interested in, but I'll show it anyway, the transformer with the Hornby text on it. Always quite exciting that was when I was little, to see the Hornby logo on the transformer. The small things, small things amuse small minds. But yeah, that's what you need obviously to power the transformer. So that's quite nice. Let's go ahead now then and have a quick close look at the loco and rolling stock, and after that we'll put the track together and see how it all works. So we'll start with the engine then, and this is just going to be the highlights because I know everybody's going to want to see this thing run, but I particularly love the livery on this one, the fictional Santa's Express livery. I think the nicest thing really is the golden coloured handrails here, which are really lovely. Other things of note though are the separately fitted safety valves here, which are actually metal, which is really nice to see. The loco does have cab detail, although sadly it isn't painted or anything like that, although you could easily paint it. And then you've got this really lovely dome up here, which is painted into that lovely metallic shiny brass or copper colour, and then you've got the separately painted chimney as well, and all of the printing is done really quite nicely, as you can see there by the Santa's Express lettering. The green wagon here is also really nice to look at. You can see it says North Pole on the side there, and you've also got the little holly and bells, which is really quite nice. The insert here is quite heavy. I think it's made of resin or something like that, so it gives the wagon a lot of weight, and as I said earlier on, it adds that little bit of extra fun factor so that the kids or whoever is playing with this can put in the load and take it out and deliver it places or whatever. Really quite a nice feature, that. And then finally we have the reindeer van here, which says reindeer in transit, so there might be at least one reindeer inside there. We might have to open it up and find out, or maybe you could do that if you get yourself one. But again, yeah, it's quite nice to see this in the brown livery. I don't think I've seen that before. Again, very nicely painted, and it's an old favourite is this. I've got quite a lot of these, and it's going to look quite nice alongside some of the others, I reckon. So there we go, that is all of the loco and rolling stock. Let's get the track put together and see how nicely it all works. I don't know what it is about me and time-lapse putting bits of track together, but I seem to do it quite a lot. Anyway, the track went together really nicely. It does make this really tiny circuit of track, which is just perfect for going under the Christmas tree. As I say, it was fairly easy to put together. It is all nice and tight as well, so you can sort of be a little bit rough with it and it's not all going to come apart, which is just fine. But for now then, let's get the loco and the wagons and the power supply all hooked up onto the track, and we will see how it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got the power supply already hooked up, as you can see. So if I turn this on, you get the red light on the power supply, or on the controller. I don't know why I'm calling it a power supply. So the first job is to get the twisty tie off and plug this into the actual track. Now this is always a little bit fiddly, I find, but once it's in, so it's not too much of a big faff. But there we go, that went in actually quite easily. And now we can put the loco on, and again, if you want to know more specifically about how to put locomotives and things onto the track, and actually how to put the track together, I do have a video called, I think it's called something like Getting Started with Model Railways. I'll put the link up there for you right now, so you can click on that if you like. But for now then, I think that is all on the track properly. Seems to be, and you can just sort of pull it forwards and back like that just to make sure. And now we will let the loco have its first ever run on this track. Fingers crossed that it works, hopefully it will. And yeah, let's see it pull the train. Backwards, whoops, let's try it forward, shall we? I think that'll be better. So that's the directional switch. Let's turn this up again, slowly at first. There we go. And off it goes around the track, around me. I'm the Christmas tree in this case. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful runner actually, nice and smooth. It seems to have the lower gearing, although it still has a good range of speed. So if I turn this up, you can see it can go a little bit faster. In fact, that's probably more about the speed you want it to go. That's more or less maximum speed. And let's see if we can get it to do another crawl, just so that we can prove that it can. This controller might not be the best for doing a crawl, but we'll see. Oops, yeah, certainly seems to be able to manage it. It's a little bit too slow, I think, at that speed. But apart from that, it is nice. And what a lovely train. What a nice idea. You've got Santa, his presents, and his reindeer all together in one train, heading off to the North Pole, I suppose, or maybe from the North Pole to you, wherever you live. So let's talk a little bit about what comes next. How could you expand this? Well, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can buy some extra track, that's a good one. You can buy a set of points, which look like this, and you can put them into your track like this, and that means that you can make forks in the track, and you can add different sidings and make different routes for your trains to go around. And of course you can buy different track pieces so that you can make the track go all the way around your living room or something like that. You could also get some more rolling stock and some more engines. Quite a nice fun trick to do if you've just got a couple of engines is to get two 040s and put them on the same track and see how long it takes for them to catch each other up. You can actually do that with the same controller. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you could do in terms of expanding. You could buy another train set, that's a good idea, and put it together, and then you've got twice as much track and another engine and another spare controller if you want it. There's a lot you can do, but obviously this particular train set has first radius curves, so I'm not too sure how a larger loco would actually get on with this. So let's bring in a larger loco, we'll do a little bit of a test and we will find out what happens. Okay, so here I've got a big steamer. This is an A1 Tornado. We'll see how this gets on. It will be interesting. I don't think I've ever tried putting such large locos on first radius before, so let's give it some power and see how it gets on. Well, it actually seems to work okay. I mean, it does say on a lot of the boxes of these models that they're not compatible with first radius, but at least my A1 seems to work quite okay with it. So, you know, if you're looking just for a one-off train set, this is perfect. If you're looking to expand and perhaps get some more engines for it, then it might be worth looking into some of the other Hornby train sets to get a circuit of track that's a little bit less tight than this one. However, you might just get away with it, although obviously third radius and second radius are definitely preferable, I would say. But yeah, I mean, that proves that actually you can get away with the Pacific. Alright, well, just about. So I've got the Santa Express now running on the main layout, and this is the kind of thing that you could expand into if you wanted to, or if you're allowed to, I suppose. But who knows where it might lead. It might even lead to a proper layout built on baseboards or whatever. You never know, do you? Anyway, let's take a look at some of my ratings then for this Santa Express train set. First of all, detail 3 out of 5. Clearly that's not a massively flattering score, but then obviously this set really isn't designed for its detail. It's designed to be fun to play with, so I'm not going to let that count towards the total score. Power 3 out of 5. The Hornby 040s are not awfully powerful, but they are powerful enough to haul what comes with the set, and also for hauling some extra coaches or extra wagons if you decide to get some to expand slightly. The slow speed performance from the Hornby 040 is fairly good. On the right controller you can definitely get a decent crawl out of them, and in terms of the quality, the set is very, very good. I mean, the set is typical Hornby quality. The 040 runs very nicely, as you can tell. The only downside really is the plastic wheels on the rolling stock, for which I've deducted 1 point, but apart from that, yeah, the quality is very good. And value then, for less than £50, well, if you go to Hatton's these are less than £50, I think that has got to be a 5 out of 5. And if you want to pick one of these up before they're all gone for the bargain price, there is a link in the description if you'd like that. Overall then, that is 8.08 out of 10, a very good score, and into the ranking she goes at 19th, just above the J83 and below the 28XX. So there you have it then, the Santa Express train set. It's a beautiful train set really, isn't it? It just perfectly brings together the magic of train sets and the magic of Christmas, and I think I would have been very happy with this as a kid on Christmas morning. So yeah, I think it's pretty much perfect as a Christmas present, and so yeah, if you want to pick one up, they are worthwhile, I think. For now though folks, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, feel free to leave it a like or even a comment, because I do love to hear from you. But for now folks, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon. Cheers everybody.